Yo, what is good, guys? This is Theo here, coming to you live. In this video, we are going to build out a very basic to-do application with React and Webpack. Later on, I'm going to implement the backend, the API with Express and Node, separate server, and we're going to deal with all the cross-origin requests, etc. But in this video, I just want to stub out a very basic CRUD application for us, guys. So I'm going to open up my iTerm, if you don't know what this is, alternative to terminal. And I'm going to go ahead and change directory to my desktop. Make that a little bit smaller. We're going to make a directory called simple to-dos. Actually, what we're going to do, sorry about that. I have this boilerplate called create React app, which is built by Facebook to sort of get you up and running faster with React and React Router. We're not implementing any router here, but anyways, we're going to call it simple to-do app. And so this is going to go ahead and install your packages. It's going to be using Yarn. Yarn is another package manager. I feel like I've sort of explained this a little bit. And so this is going to install everything. It takes a little bit the first time. As you can sort of see, it's installing a whole lot of stuff. And you got your Webpack, you got your ESLint. This is going to let you know about really everything that could be going wrong. You got your Babel for transpiling. Here it is. It's fetching everything. And again, if you don't have this, you can go ahead and install it with npm install g, and I think it's just create React app, so you have it as a global node module on your system. So anyways, this is going to take a little bit of time. It should probably take a few minutes the first time you download. I feel like I've said that before. And again, you get all of the stuff with it. It's a lot of stuff again. You got Jest for testing, Forever, just restart your server, Babel, AWS, and a whole lot of stuff. So again, give this a little bit of time, guys. If you don't want to wait, you can go ahead and fast forward in the video. But I just want to sort of show you guys how to build out your first CRUD application with React.js. And then later, obviously, we will move on to using Redux. And we'll implement our backend with Node and Express, and we're going to use Mongo and Mongoose to store our data, and then we're going to fetch our data with the native request object. Now that's part of the browser, and you can use it with Chrome, and we're going to be using fetch, but again, you can use the request node module. You can use whatever you want. Fetch and request are good if you look on MDN because they actually implement, they return a promise, which again, following the asynchronous pattern and not blocking the flow of the UI and the JavaScript asynchronous single-threaded nature. And again, guys, I just want to quickly mention my my website. I'm not trying to always promote it on here, but let me see if I can bring it up here. I just put up a new post. If you guys are interested, getting started with JavaScript. Part 1, so I'm not going to show it all, just quickly, but again, we're going to sort of expound upon this, but yeah, guys, brand new site. Also updated my about page and a little bit about me, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. Let me bring this up real quick, and I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get my charger. Alright, guys, I am back. So now that Yarn has installed all of our dependencies, I just plugged in my charger. We're gonna go ahead and so you can sort of see the setup steps. If you don't understand how to start it, basically we just cd into there. I'm gonna open it with Sublime, so I'm gonna open that binding, and let me close this. This is what I was working with earlier. I'm gonna bring this over here. Hopefully everyone can see this all right. Make this a little bit bigger, and what I want to do, sort of see Node, that's cool. I just want to run npm start, which is going to start up the Webpack server that comes with this. It's actually React scripts, which is a Node module that's taking care of it, and it's running it on localhost 3000. Okay, so let me go ahead and come in here and see if I can pull this. See if I can pull this in here. It's not wanting to slide in here. Come on. Come on. All right, cool. So that's what it gives you right there. Very basic template, okay? And again, it has hot module replacement, which means if we update anything, it's going to reload live. So again, we're not going to be using the React DevTools that much in this video because it's very simple. But so here's our source code. And so let me just, what I want to do here, I want to change this to Babel, JavaScript Babel, and I'm going to take out all of this. And you can sort of see, watch, if I hit save, this whole thing is going to refresh, and we're not going to get anything, and I can just create an H1 and say hello from React, and stub out our H1. We're going to save it again. I'm going to get rid of the logo. Here we go, hello from React. And all I'm going to do, guys, in here is sort of create this form, and we're going to sort of walk through this really quickly. I'm going to create two inputs with a type of text, and we're going to give it a ref property. This is sort of like the ng model from Angular. And I'm going to say name, and remember, self-closing. I'm going to create one more input type of text. This is going to get a ref of completed, okay? And here we're going to have a button, and this is just going to have an on-click event. It's going to be called this.add to do. And I'm going to say add to do button, okay? And let's reload this and see what we got now. Again, it's not going to be the neatest right here, but we're just going for functionality. Let me open up my console, see if we're getting any errors. No errors so far. Okay, well, that's good. So I can make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Now what I want to do, guys, is I want to build out my sort of constructor method in here, and let's sort of see what it is we want to build. And all I want to do in here is sort of set the initial state, and I'm going to say to-dos is going to be an empty array, okay? And I'm going to give it one more property of title, which is going to be React simple to do application. I'm going to save this, and it's going to give me an error because I've not called super, which is instantiating this base class, the component. There we go. And instead of saying hello from React, what I'm going to do down here is say let title equals this dot state dot title, and then I'm going to do a binding here, and I'm going to say title. Okay, and I'll save this, and this should change to React.simple to do application. What is it telling me? And the reason for this is because I need to put it before I render the JSX. Okay, so there we go. React simple to do application. With all that, we can start building our method in here. What I want to do is set the this context. There's a few different ways you can do this. I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to say this.addToDo is equal to this.addToDo.bind. I'm going to bind the this, which in this case, the this is going to be referred to the app. Otherwise, inside of the method, using an ES6 method, the this is not going to refer to its parent, so this is going to be undefined. So that's why I'm doing that. So add to do, all we're going to do in here is just console.log this.refs. And this.refs, again, is like your ng model. So let's look at this, guys. We have this.add to do, and maybe we'll put some placeholder text on here, and we'll say placeholder is going to be equal to what do you need to do. And right down here, we're going to create another placeholder. Is it done yet? Okay, so maybe this could be a checkbox too. Okay, so let's run this. And what do you need to do? Wash the car. Is it done yet? Yes. Now I'm going to click add to do. And so one more thing, guys. A form, the default behavior is to actually submit it, right? So the page is going to be refreshed. So in this case, we need to pass in the event. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to call event.prevent default, which is going to prevent the default action of the form. And then we're going to log out the refs. Okay, so let me get rid of that real quick. Here we go. What do you need to do? Wash car. Is it done yet? Yes, here we go. So we're getting an object. These are our refs with completed, and these are just input values. So let me break this out. So I'm going to say let name is going to be equal to this.refs.name.value, and let completed is going to be equal to this.refs.name, or this.refs.completed.value. And then we're going to package this up and do it to do, and we're just going to say name and completed. And because of the ES6 syntax, name is going to map to name, and completed is going to map to completed. Once we have that, all I want to do is say let todos. We don't want to modify the state directly, so we're going to say let todos equals this.state.todos, and then we're going to say todos.push to do. Okay, and then we're going to say this.setState. So we're going to indirectly call this update the state. We're going to say todos equal to todos, and then that's good enough for our add to do event. I think all we need to do now, guys, is down here just to sort of show our to-dos and what we're getting. I'm going to break out a pre-tag, and inside of here I'm going to say json.stringify, and then I'm going to say to-dos. So let me go ahead and grab my to-dos, say this.state.todos, and here we go. We're going to see an empty array first time, okay? But I'm going to say wash car. Is it done yet? Yes, here we go. Add to-do, there we go. I'm going to say clean room, done yet? No. And one more thing we can do, we can actually give this form a ref of to-do form, and we can, after the state is set, we can do this dot refs dot to-do form. Let me actually change this to to-do form dot reset, and this is going to clear out the form. So all right, let's try this out. Pretty sure I can call it like this. We'll say wash car. Is it done yet? All right, there we go. So we can see it's an array of objects, and let's sort of map through this now, guys. So I'm going to create an unordered list, and inside of here I'm going to call todos.map. Okay, and it's going to take in a to-do, and inside of here I'm going to have a li, and I'm going to say to-do.name, and let me see, I might have got something wrong. Let's make sure this works. We need to do wash car. Yes, here we go. There we go. And so now we need to give it a unique key. So in this case, I'm actually going to, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it an, let's see, this.state. Let me think how I want to do this. I know I don't want to add counter onto state, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to say counter is going to be equal to 0. So what I can do here, guys, is actually change counter to be equal to this dot state dot counter plus 1, and then let's see what I can do. Actually, I can say let counter equals this dot state dot counter. I'm going to say counter plus equal to 1, and then I can this dot set state, and then I can also update the counter here. Okay, so that's probably pretty decent, I guess. And then we'll give it a key of to-do.counter. All right, let's refresh this, make sure we're not getting any errors. Let me open up my React developer tools here. It's going to connect to React, and sort of see we have our app going on here. And I'm going to say wash car. I'm going to say yes. Here we go. Add to do. Here we go. The counter is now 1. That's 1 right there. And we say study. And we say no. Okay. Now we have 2. I think the one thing though that I'm not doing is I want to change this to counter plus plus, so it's not incremented. Counter goes this dot state dot counter. I think, yeah, we want to actually update it after the fact. Counter plus equal 1, so that we can get the correct index. So let's look at this again. Connecting to React, we'll say, what do I need to do? Wash car. Is it done yet? Yes. Okay, so there's our counter of 1, and we think, let's do counter equals this dot state counter. Let me log out real quick with counter just to make sure I'm not crazy here. And so I'm going to say console.log counter. Let's see what we're getting here. Add to wash car, and yes. So our counter is 0 there, and it should work. I'm trying to think why it's hitting it at 1 though. App state counter. Oh, right. The state is okay. That's fine. Yeah, this is 0. That's our first index. I'm going to say study yes. Okay, Now we have key of 1. Okay, so those are going to be unique. Again, it'd probably be better if this was coming from a database. And the reason that the keys need to be unique, guys, is that React works off what's called the virtual DOM, which is basically it's a wrapper around the DOM when the page is initially loaded. And React is really going to only update what's needed to be updated, and that's why it's so fast. So by giving it a unique key, you're really providing it with performance gains and helping it to optimize the speed. Okay, so here's all our to-dos. What I'd also like to do in here is now I want to create a button, and I'm going to bind a method here called this.remove to do. Okay, so general CRUD operations, guys, not very hard. I guess it can take some understanding if you're coming from Angular or Ember or whatever. So here we go, this.remove to do. And now I should be getting an error saying this.remove to do is not defined. Let me look at my console. No. This.remove to do because we don't have any errors. Wash car, is it done yet? Yes. Here we go. So now it's not complaining, but we also don't have a method for it. So let me create this. This.remove to do equals this.remove to do .bind this, and let me create this. Okay. So down here we can say remove to do, and what I want to do here is we need the index here. Okay. And let's just log out the index that we're getting. Also log index, and I need to actually pass this index here. So let me think how I was going to do this. I can do this.remove.to-do.bind, and I'll pass null for the this context, and then I'm going to pass the to-do.counter for the index. Okay, so this will be the first argument. Okay, so with all of that, as long as I'm not getting any errors, wash car, yes, here we go. Now if I click remove to do, let's see what we get. App.js 15, why is it already logging it? Oh no, it's just logging it from the ad. Okay, so if I click remove to do, here we go. We're getting 0, that's correct. Now if we add another one, sleep and yes, and here we go. We're getting 1. Okay, so that's working. Now what we need to do, guys, is we're going to say let to-dos equals this.state.to-dos, and we're going to say let to-do equals to-dos.find, and we're going to pass it in, I'm trying to think how the find works. Find index, let me see if I can console log. Let's do it. I think I might have that find method incorrect, so let's try it out. Just say wash car, yes, and let's try this. Move to do. What is it telling me? 0 is not a function. Find index. I think it's that one. Find index. So let's go back. Wash car, yes. Here we go. And let me see. JavaScript find. Okay, let's look at this and debug this really quickly. So we can use this on an array, and we need to say, okay, we need to find. Let me look at this. Find is prime. Find cherries, fruit. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna call to-dos.find, and we just want to pass this a function, and then we're gonna say to-do, and we just want to return where the to-do is equal to to-do.counter is equal to the index, and then let me console log to-do. I might have it wrong. Sorry if I do. Let's try this out. And here we go. Wash car. Let's try it for like the 5th time. Move to do. There we go. So now we got that right. That's how you can simplify this to ES6 method, but just for sort of clarity, that's what you're doing. This is looping. This is basically mapping. We're doing a for each over all the to-dos, and then you're going to return where that counter is equal to the index. Okay, so after we found our to-do, what we need to actually do here is we're going to do to-dos.splice, and we're going to say, let's see, to-dos.splice, to-do and 1, And then here we're just going to say this dot set state to-dos is equal to to-dos. Okay, so that should work for our remove. And let's try this out. Wash car, yes. Sleep, no. Eat, yes. Okay, let's try the middle one, remove to do. That works. Sleep, eat, there we go. We got our remove functionality there. And I guess, let's see, what's the final method that we want? We can do a, we'll just do a select one. We'll just get the information about a specific to do here. And so the way we can do this, guys, is after this button right here, I can do another button, and we can bind a click method or a function right here called this dot details, and all we want to do is bind null and to do dot counter, and all I'm going to say here, again, we could pass the whole to do, it doesn't really matter. Just say view details, okay, and what I can do here, we're just going to log it out, okay, and I can say this dot details dot bind. So what I can do is I can bind it down here, say this dot details equals this dot details dot bind this, and then I need to create the method right here. So I'm going to say details, and again, this is going to take an index, and we're going to sort of we're going to do this right here, and I'm going to say console.log to-dos of, or I guess no, we just need the actual to-do. We'll say you are clicking on plus to-do, and that should give us our last method for our CRUD application. So sleep, and yes, here we go. So we'll say view details. You're clicking on object to object, so let me just make it a separate statement right here. That's all I like to do, and that should wrap up our application. But we'll just say sleep, yes, eat, no, okay. We'll remove a sleep, and we'll view details. Here we go, there's our object. Alright guys, so pretty simple CRUD application with React, the standard to do. A few caveats there, but hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah guys, so if you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.